Hey YouTube friends, I hope you are well. This is going to be a quick little 10-minute yoga to release some tension from your hamstrings. I know a lot of people suffer with tight hamstrings, both from sitting down too much and from moving a lot. So basically it seems like whatever we do, we're going to end up with tight hamstrings. So we're going to be working on them today. You might notice that I have got a few little extra props here, so I'll just invite you to pop me on pause and go and gather some things from your house. So first thing, I've got a golf ball. You can grab any kind of ball. If you've got a golf ball, a tennis ball, anything like that, or if you don't have any kind of ball, you could even use something like the handle of a hairbrush or a rolling pin, or you can just use your hands if you don't have any of those props. And another thing I've got is a strap. You could use a tea towel, you could use a dressing gown cord, anything at all. Get creative, a resistance band maybe. I trust that you are creative enough to find some things to work with today. So yeah, pop me on pause, go and grab those, then meet us back on the mat. To get started, we're going to come into a forward fold at the top of our mat, or anywhere on our mat for that matter. So we're just going to use this as our baseline here. So seeing how our hamstrings are feeling at the start of the practice. This isn't about trying to get super deep into the fold or trying to reach down to the floor. It's literally just seeing where you are at right now, how the backs of your legs are feeling. You might have your knees deeply bent here. Try not to round through the spine too much, so if you need to bend the knees, that is totally cool. So now you've got your baseline, you can just start to bend and straighten one leg at a time. Starting to bring some stretching into the backs of the legs, starting to release a little bit of that tension. Just shifting the weight from one foot to another. Finding some deep breaths here. Now as you're ready, plant both hands on the earth if they're not already, then place one knee at a time down on the mat, then come down to a seated position, then swing the legs around and out in front of you. So this is where our ball or whatever you found is going to come in handy. A lot of the times the tension in our hamstrings can actually be due to tension in our feet because everything is connected. So we're going to take a little bit of time to just roll out our feet, placing whatever ball you found under your feet and rolling the feet back and forth over that ball. If you didn't find anything to use, you can just use your hand if you feel comfortable doing that. So just using your thumbs, giving yourself a little foot massage. I know it can feel a bit uncomfortable to touch our feet, but you can wash your hands afterwards. It's fine. So yeah, just giving that foot a nice roll out with whatever you found. And then we can switch to the other side. And regardless of your hamstrings, it's just really nice to give yourself a little foot massage from time to time too, isn't it? Just a little added bonus. Fabulous. You can set aside your ball or whatever you got hold of, and then just make your way down onto your back, bringing your strap, your dressing gown cord, whatever you found with you. Coming to lay flat on the back, extending whichever leg you fancy straight down to the bottom of the mat, and then starting to draw the other leg in towards you. Then you can use your strap, whatever you got, and loop it around your foot and use that to help you draw that foot in towards your face. Your foot might be way out here, that is totally cool. Or you might be starting to draw it a little bit closer in towards you. That knee might be bent or straight. And if you don't have a strap, you can just walk the hands up the back of the leg. Not an issue. Just take some time here, sending the breath into the back of that leg. You don't have to take it all the way to the edge of your stretch. I could take it further than this, but sometimes taking the stretch super far can actually introduce even more tension into our muscles. So there's no need to push it all the way to the edge. You want to be feeling the stretch in the middle of the muscle, so not at the very edges of the hamstring. As you relax into the pose, you might find that you can take it a little bit deeper, further towards you. And we'll release from that side and take it over to the other side, drawing the opposite foot in, maybe looping whatever bit of kit you found around that foot, or maybe just walking your hands at the back of that leg. Releasing that foot. You can just pop, if you had a bit of kit, over to the side, then bring the hands to the knees, start to rock yourself back and forth before coming up onto your feet, placing the hands on the mat, stepping it back to downward facing dog. Start to pedal the legs, so bending and straightening one leg at a time, drawing the heels in the direction of the earth. Opening up through the calves here. Once again, tension in the calves could be causing tension in the hamstrings. So really take some time to send the breath into the calves, into the hamstrings, feeling that stretch. I'll invite you to take the option here of hooking the first toe and the second toe of one foot over the back heel of the other foot, just to help you draw that heel further down towards the earth to intensify the stretch in the calf and the back of the leg. And you can release from that side, take it over to the other side. Unravel. Inhale, sweep the right toes up towards the sky, trying to keep the hips level, so not totally flinging them open like this, trying to keep them in one straight line, even if that means you don't reach the foot quite as high. And draw that left heel down towards the earth as you lift the right heel up towards the sky. And use your next exhale to draw the knee into the nose before stepping that right foot between the hands and dropping that back knee down. Inhale, find some lift in the chest, then exhale, straighten that front leg, coming up onto the right heel as you draw the hips back in space and point the right toes up towards the sky. You might inhale to find a bit of length and exhale to fold down over that leg. The leg does not have to be straight either, it can be bent here. Draw some air into the lungs as you draw yourself back into your lunge. Plant both hands on the mat, pick up the back knee and step it straight back to downward facing dog. Let's take those stretches on the other side. So fill the lungs with air, sweep those left toes up in the direction of the sky, but keeping both hips and both shoulders level. Sending the breath into the back of the right leg. And using your exhale to draw the left knee into the nose before gluing that left foot down on the mat, dropping the back knee down, inhaling to lift, exhaling, straightening that front leg into our half splits. Inhale, find a bit of length, exhale, surrender into the fold. Inhale, rock your way forwards, pick up the back knee and step it straight back to your downward facing dog. Then start to walk the hands back towards the feet. And now you can compare yourself to that baseline forward fold we did at the start. Noticing if anything has changed, if your legs feel a little bit more open. Maybe finding stillness, maybe taking those pedals once again. And then bring the hands up onto the shins, come up to a flat back, and then lift all the way up to standing. I'm just going to crouch down so you can see me, but that is you done with your 10 minutes of love for the hamstrings. If you enjoyed this practice, I would be super duper grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so that I know to make more like this in the future. Subscribe so that we can practice together again in the future, and maybe leave a comment with any requests or suggestions. Hope you have a wonderful day.